Hold it down till we get over there.
Good sound. Can you hear us okay? A very pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to Motorsports Magazine from the Airborne International Raceway in Plattsburgh. I'm Rick Knowles, joined by Rob Knowles. And Rob, what we have this evening for you is qualifying action along with the main event, the Fall Foliage 200 for the late model sportsman division here at Airborne.
That's right, Rick. Tonight we're going to highlight the qualifying action for the late model sportsman, as well as the semi-feature, several of the consolation races as well, and then we'll get to the main event of the 1998 racing season for the late model sportsman drivers, the Fall Foliage 200. So certainly it is an action-packed night of local auto racing here on Motorsports Magazine.
It's certainly going to be some outstanding qualifying action because we've got 43 cars trying for 30 spots, so there's going to be a lot of good cars. They're going to have to pack up the trailer and head home early.
Well, in addition to the Airborne regulars who we've seen throughout the season, several Thunder Road drivers, a couple of drivers making their first appearance from the Vermont, New Hampshire area, as well as several drivers from the province of Quebec have made their way down to Airborne to try to qualify for the Fall Foliage 200.
One of the things that we mentioned in our earlier program is the points championship for the street stocks, the Tigers, and the Strictly Streets. We saw that earlier on. We crowned champions in those three divisions. In the late model sportsman division, the track champion has already been crowned, and it's Chris Fisher for 1998.
Yeah, Chris Fisher had an outstanding season in just his second year in competition in the late model sportsman division. Chris Fisher is the 1998 Airborne track champion, but he's not alone. It's a long list of former track champions, as well as another track champion from Thunder Road, Phil Scott, who was the 1998 track champion. All those drivers are in the garage area, and they're ready to compete and try to qualify and run in that Fall Foliage 200. Should be a great race.
And the way things have gone recently for the leader of the Texaco Haviland Series, Brian Hoare, maybe we should think about changing the name of this race to the Brian Hoare Invitational.
Well, Brian Hoare had a lousy start to the 1998 season. Several engine problems, electrical problems with his Goss Dodge Avenger, but of late he has just cleaned house on the Texaco Haviland ACT Late Model Sportsman Series. He's picked up victories in Quebec. He's picked up victories throughout that series, and he really has taken control of the point standings.
It's late model sportsman action from the Airborne International Raceway. Tonight, the Fall Foliage 200. It's coming up next. Starting on the pole, the last chance race for the street stocks will be car number 06 out of Montpelier, Dunant, Fremont. On the outside, driving car number 64 from Saranac, Mike Holmes. Row number 2 on the inside from Mooresville, Vermont, the 82 of Joe Fecto. And on the outside, out of Barrie, Jay Joslin in the 0. Row number 3 on the inside, driving car number 98 from Plattsburgh, it's Brian Chris. And on the outside, driving car number 95 from Georgia, Vermont, Matt Chandler. Row number 3 on the inside, or row number 4 rather, driving car number 3 from Champlain, New York, Ben Huff. And on the outside, in the 80, Morrisonville's Kenny Gibo. Row number 5 inside, it's Rick Holmes from Saranac in the 65. And outside from Plattsburgh, the 43 of Kenny Misek. Final row on the inside, driving car number 40 from Saranac Lake, Harold LeVere. And on the outside, it's the return of Squarehead, Terry Provost in car number 37 from Plattsburgh. So the lights go out atop the Bill McBride Chevrolet pace car. And we're going to take the green next time by. Twelve cars, 6 will go home. 6 will qualify for the main event. All right, here they come, off turn 4, ready to take the green from Mike Wilder. The first event of the afternoon is underway. Mike Holmes grabs the lead quickly in the 64. We've got spinners already in turn 2. Caution, flag is out. The 40 of Harold LeVere spun in turn 4 before the drop of the green flag. And then we had 2 more cars spinning in turns 1 and 2. So caution, flag is out early on in this first event of the afternoon. Of Joslin. Chandler and Huff make up row 3. Gibo and Misek row 4. Holmes and Squarehead row 5. Shotgun goes to Harold LeVere. Field well strung out as they come off turn 4. We'll take a look. Green, flag is out. Look out, here they go again. Chandler spins the 95. Huff does some dirt tracking off turn 2. He gets it back underneath. As the field comes by, they complete lap number 1. Your leader will be the 64 for Mike Holmes. Donat Fremont second in the 06. Joe Fecto third. Kenny Gibo fourth. 5th spot goes to Rick Holmes. 6th is Squarehead. The 98 is a lap down. Black flag out on the 80 car of Kenny Gibo. He'll head it back to the garage area. And that moves the Kenny Misek, number 43, up into a qualified spot. But for how long? Here comes Huff on the inside. Van Huff looks to challenge Kenny Misek for a chance to get into this afternoon main event. Top 2 cars have pulled away from the battle for the 3rd spot. Joe Fecto holds 3rd, but here comes the 65 of Rick Holmes on the inside. Holmes wants to take the 3rd spot, and Squarehead wants to follow him through in the 37. Ben Huff has moved by the 43 of Kenny Misek. He is now in that 6th and final qualified position. Look out. That looks like 43 and 3 are trying to play bumper tag. Field is halfway this time. As again, a battle develops for that final transfer spot to the main event. The 3 has it, the 43 wants it. Mike Holmes already starting to lap cars in that 64. He is your leader. Donat Fremont is second in the 06. Rick Holmes is third. Squarehead fourth. 5th is Joe Fecto, but a lot of smoke coming out of that 82 car. 6th spot, that's where the battle is, and look out! Kenny Misek, a little rambunctious going into turn 1, got a piece of Ben Huff, but a nice job by Huff to hold on to that number 3. Misek will charge up once again. I don't know how long this 82 car is going to last. The battle on the speedway is for the final transfer spot. The leader is not in doubt. That's the 64 car of Mike Holmes. Only 2 to go this time by. As we continue to watch that battle between the 3 of Ben Huff and the 43 of Kenny Misek. We'll see if Misek can run him down. The 98 car has been lapped. White flag will fall this time by for the 64. Final lap for Mike Holmes. He is all alone at the front. Now more smoke billows out of that 82 car. And the finish line is coming just in time for him. That car doesn't look like it made it much longer. Checkered flag is out. Holmes wins it. Huff goes high in the turn, and he'll lose a spot. That moves Misek into the final transfer spot. The battle is on for the final transfer spot. Will Ben Huff come back and run down Kenny Misek? All Misek's got to do is hang on to it coming off 4. He will. He'll finish 6th. So the 64 wins it for Mike Holmes. The 06 comes home 2nd. The 65 of Rick Holmes comes home 3rd. Squarehead gets the 4th spot. The 82 of Joe Fecto 5th. And the 6th and final transfer spot goes to Kenny Misek in the 43.
All right, main events for the Flying Tigers, Strickleys, and the Street Stocks coming up still. You're watching Motorsports Magazine from Airborne. All right, it's the B main for the late model sportsman competitors, and here's the field. Starting on the pole, driving car number 72 from Greensboro Bend, Vermont, it's Billy the Kid Holbrook. And outside Holbrook, starting 2nd and driving car number 82 from Milton, Vermont, Chuck Barcelo. Back to row number 2 on the inside, 3rd starting spot from East Montpelier, Vermont, it's car number 15 for Joey LeCaire. And outside LeCaire in car number 76 from Colchester, Vermont, Steve Renadette. Row 3 on the inside, 3rd place in the ACT Series point standings from Barrie, Vermont, car number 27 for Greg Blake. And outside Blake driving car number 61 from Plattsburgh, Robin Wood. Back to row number 4 on the inside, driving car number 51 out of Champlain, New York, it's Mark Eddy. And outside Eddy in car number 56 from Gilman, Vermont, Jeremiah Lawson. Back to row number 5 on the inside in car number 11 from Quebec City, Quebec. It's Steven Boissonneau, and outside Boissonneau driving car number 46 from Colchester, Vermont, Doug Hoare. Starting 11th inside row number 6, driving car number 68 from Groton, Vermont. It's Jim Silly. And outside Silly in car number 53 from Williamstown, Vermont, Dan Beatty. 7th row on the inside, 13th starting spot goes to car number 77 from Hyde Park, Vermont. It's Eric Williams. And outside Williams in car number 4 from St. Felicien, Quebec, it's Jean-Yves Boudreau. Shotgun on the grid in car number 57 from East Broughton, Quebec. It's Jacques Poulin in car number 57. He'll start shotgun. 15 cars to take the green flag. Couple of cars have scratched. Steve Fisher in car number 13 is a scratch, and so is Tracy Belrose in the 2. Also scratching Alex Gingras in the 87. Here comes the field. Off of turn number 4. The green flag is out. Chuck Barcelo throws it very high off of turn number 2. That allows the leaders to race through the inside. Joey LeCaire quickly shoots to the front as he drives to the inside of Billy Holbrook. Joey LeCaire will lead lap number 1. Steve Renadette in the 76 moves up to 2nd. Here comes Greg Blake. Blake looks to move to the inside of Billy Holbrook as well. Holbrook cuts the car down to the inside, and he runs 3rd. Greg Blake is 4th. 5th is Robin Wood. Right now, the 6th spot, Steven Boissonneau. Top 6 cars qualify. Right now, Boissonneau has the 6th spot. Jim Silly's in pursuit. So is Mark Eddy, Eric Williams, all trying to run down that 6th position. Joey LeCaire leads by 3 car lengths down the backstretch. Steve Renadette runs 2nd, then it's a car length back to Billy Holbrook. 4th is Greg Blake in the 27. 5th is Robin Wood. 6th is Steven Boissonneau in the 11. Silly tries to run down Boissonneau, but Boissonneau maintains a 3-car length advantage on Silly. Silly closes that as they run into turn number 4. The top 7 cars have pulled away from Eric Williams. Williams runs in the 8th spot, but he is losing ground to Jim Silly. Silly is now close to within a car length of Stephen Boissonneau in the 11th. Joey LeCaire continues to show the way at the front. Steve Renedek comfortably in 2nd. Then it's Billy Holbrook, Greg Blake, Robin Wood running 5th. 6th is still Boissonneau, but now Jim Silly is right there in the 68. Silly with a peek to the outside. Jim Silly drives it high off of 2 down the backstretch. Again, he tries to get that 6th spot. Boissonneau now running about 3 car lengths behind Robin Wood, who is 5th. Jim Silly right on the rear bumper of Stephen Boissonneau's car number 11. Silly with a peek to the inside. There's a tap. Silly goes around. Jim Silly spins the 68. Caution, flag is out as Jim Silly parked in the 68. Silly tried to run to the inside. Caution flag will remain out. Problems for Jacques Poulin in the 57. Caution flag still out. Drivers pick up the pace off of 4. Little bumper tag in the middle of the field. Jacques Poulin off the pace at car number 57. And the caution ducks into the infield. Joey LeCaire and Steve Renedek to bring him down to the stripe. Here they come off of turn number 4. Down the front stretch and the green flag is out. Joey LeCaire leads them. 2nd, Renedek. Here comes Billy Holbrook to 3rd. Greg Blake on the outside running 4th. Eric Williams has moved through on the inside. He's up to 6th. Look out, Greg Blake goes around. Robin Wood sneaks by high on the outside. Billy Holbrook spins the 72, and the caution flag is out. Jim Silly sneaks through in the 68. Stephen Boissonneau. Mark Eddy rejoins in his Chevrolet Lumina number 51. He'll restart at the rear of the field as they pick up the pace, running into turns 3 and 4. LeCaire and Renedek in the front row. Here they come. Green flag is out. Billy Holbrook to the inside of Steve Renedek down the backstretch. Holbrook looking to get 2nd. Robin Wood runs to the inside of Berger Blake as they campaign for the 4th spot. Wood on the inside has the nose ahead of Blake. He's up to 4th. Eric Williams, just like the restart before, was able to move through on the inside. Williams holds down the 6th spot. Greg Blake stuck on the outside, and he continues to lose spots. Now he cuts the car down in front of Williams. Williams had to get on the binders. He drifted high, and Doug Horn, 46, looks to move through. Doug Horn to the inside of Eric Williams for the 6th and final transfer spot. Down the backstretch, Doug Horn has 6th. Eric Williams back to 7th. Stephen Boissonneau is 8th. Jim Silly 9th. Joey LeCaire continues to show the way. He leads by 5 car lengths over Steve Renedek. Renedek runs in the 2nd spot. Then it's 3 car lengths back to Billy Holbrook. This time by, it's halfway. Off of turn number 2. Billy Holbrook running 3rd. Robin Wood 2 car lengths back and 4th. Then it's another 2 car lengths back to Greg Blake in the 5th spot. Doug Hoare currently holds down the 6th and final transfer position. Eric Williams is off the pace. Eric Williams in the 77 is off the pace, and he's headed back to the garage area. Stephen Boissonneau and Jim Silly had to get on the binders heavy to avoid Eric Williams. And those two cars lost all kinds of ground to Doug Hoare. Here comes Silly. Silly moves through on the inside of Boissonneau. He's got 10 laps to run down Doug Hoare. Jim Silly, 10 laps to try to get to the 6th spot. Joey LeCaire has opened it up to 6 car lengths on Steve Renadette. Then it's another 8 car lengths back to Billy Holbrook. Holbrook feeling heat from Robin Wood. Robin Wood putting pressure on Billy Holbrook for the 3rd spot. He's cut it down to a car length. Greg Blake comfortably running in the 5th spot. Doug Hoare is 6th, but quickly closing in is Jim Silly. Silly out of Grand Vermont has cut it down to a car length. He continues to close off of 2. Keep an eye on that battle. Jim Silly looks to the outside of Doug Hoare as they run into 3. Now to the inside. Doug Hoare drifts a little bit high off of 4. Here comes Jim Silly sideways down the front stretch. Down the back stretch. Again, the battle is on for 6. Doug Hoare by a car length over Jim Silly. Silly drives it hard into 3. Closes the distance. Looks to the inside as Hoare drifts high off of 4. Here comes Jim Silly. Silly had the nose just underneath Doug Hoare. He was able to cut the car down. Down the back stretch. Doug Hoare has not been able to keep it down off of 4. Again, he's high. Here comes Silly, looking to the inside off of 4. They touch. Doug Hoare goes around. Jim Silly drives through to the 6th spot. Hoare keeps it rolling. He's back to 8th. Here comes the field. Joey LeCaire, Steve Renadette, Billy Holbrook, Robin Wood, Werner Blake, and now Jim Silly at 6th. Steven Boissonneau runs in the 7th spot. 8th is now Doug Hoare. And it looks as though Doug Hoare is slowing down in the 46. This is not good. 2 laps remain. Now the white flag out for Joey LeCaire. Keep an eye on Doug Hoare. Keep an eye on Doug Hoare in the 46. I think he's waiting for Jim Silly. I think he's waiting for Silly. Keep an eye on the backstretch. Silly runs right behind Hoare. Now tries to move by on the outside. Here they come down the front stretch, and Silly gets the 6th spot. So Jim Silly settles at 4-6. 5th goes to Greg Blake. 4th to Robin Wood in the 61. 3rd to Billy Holbrook. 2nd to Steve Renadette in the 76. And the winner out of East Montpelier, Vermont, Joey LeCaire in car number 15.
Final 1998 appearance at Airborne.
And we'll set the field, starting on the pole in car number 75. He's 3rd in points from Highgate Center, Vermont, Sparky LePan. Outside LePan, starting 2nd from Moores, New York, driving car number 9, Jim McComb. Back to row number 2 on the inside, starting 3rd from Essex Junction, Vermont, it's 00 Joe Steffen. And outside Steffen in car number 4 from Waterbury, Vermont, Doug Murphy. Back to row number 3 on the inside, starting 5th from Peru, New York, in car number 82, it's Toby Eversole. And outside Eversole, 6th starting spot to car number 68 from Plattsburgh, Kevin Sorrell. Row number 4 on the inside, starting 7th in car number 53 from Peru, New York, it's Gary Wood. And outside Wood in car number 45 from Burlington, Vermont, John Langlois. Starting 9th, inside row number 5 in car number 20, he's 2nd in points. From Milton, Vermont, it's Scott Dragon in car number 20. And outside Dragon starting 10th in car number 25 from Underhill, Vermont, Joe Becker.
11th starting spot. Inside row number 6 goes to car number 18 from Shelburne, Vermont. It's Jamie Fisher. And outside Fisher in car number 39. He starts 12th. It is Bill Sawyer from Milton, Vermont. 13th on the grid in car number 13 from Craftsbury, Vermont. It's Paul Hodgson. And outside Hodgson in car number 17 from St. Albans, Vermont, Tabor Gagne. Next on the grid in car number 24 from Shelburne, Vermont, it's Steve Fisher. And outside Fisher in car number 26 from Graniteville, Vermont, John Donahue. Points leader, car number 1 from Middlesex, Vermont, looking to go back-to-back track championships here at Airborne. Car number 1 for Jimmy Young from Middlesex, Vermont. And outside Young in the 06 from Ellenberg Depot, Francis McNeil. Shotgun row in car number 77 from Peru, New York, it's Rick Frenier. And in car number 71 from South Burlington, Shannon Tomasevich. 25 lap main event for the Flying Tigers. Sparky LePan and Jim McComb to bring them down to the stripe. Here they come off of 4, and the green is out. Off of 2, down the backstretch. LePan shows the way. Steffen runs second. Doug Murphy is third. Jim McComb fourth. Here comes Gary Wood. Wood flies around the outside of Toby Ebersol. He's up to the 5th spot. Kevin Terrell also looks to move to the outside of Toby Ebersol. 3 wide down the front stretch. Again, the 1 for Jimmy Young. That's the car to watch. Also the 20 for Scott Dragon as they run 3 wide into 3. Jamie Fisher in the 18, Scott Dragon in the 20, Kevin Sorrell as well. 3 wide off of 4. Down the backstretch, the top 3 cars have pulled away, but it is a real fight behind them. Gary Wood has pulled through to the 4th spot. Jamie Fisher appears to be on the move in the 18. He's up to 5th. Here comes Dragon. Dragon looks to the inside of Fisher down the front stretch. Great racing in the middle of the pack. Sparky LePan has a 2-car length advantage on Joe Steffen, but the action is in the middle of the field. Gary Wood runs forward as they think about 3 wide down the front stretch. Jimmy Young started the day with an 18-point lead over Scott Dragon. If he finishes in the top 7, he has guaranteed himself a track championship. Right now, Jimmy Young runs in the 10th spot, just 5 laps into the main event. Jamie Fisher now runs 4th. Scott Dragon tries to clear the Gary Wood 53 and run into the top 5. Here comes Wood back on the inside. Side by side for 5th. Wood on the inside, Dragon on the outside. Scott Dragon has 5th. Sparky LePan continues to show the way. Joe Steffen is 2nd. Doug Murphy 3rd. Jamie Fisher 4th. 5th is Scott Dragon. 6th is Gary Wood. 7th, John Langlois. 8th, Paul Hodgson. 9th is Steve Fisher. And 10th is Jimmy Young. Top 2 cars have now pulled away from Doug Murphy, who runs in the 3rd spot in car number 4. Then from Murphy, it's about 6 car lengths back to Jamie Fisher. Jimmy Young looks to the outside of Steve Fisher. Young currently runs in the 10th spot. If they finish as they run right now, Jimmy Young would be the 1998 track champion. Fisher closing the gap to Doug Murphy. Fisher running 4th now, but now it's just a car length to Doug Murphy. Closing quickly on Murphy as they race off of turn number 4. Challenge for the lead. At the front, Joe Steffen drives through on the inside. Joe Steffen to the inside of Sparky LePan, and we have a new race leader. Joe Steffen now leads the Tiger race as Sparky LePan drifted high down the backstretch. Joe Steffen now leads it, and he starts to pull away from Sparky LePan. It's 2 car lengths. LePan is second. Here comes Jamie Fisher. Jamie Fisher quickly on the move. He's up to third. Doug Murphy fourth. Scott Dragon is reeling in Murphy. This time by Chief Starter Mike Wilder will show them that they are halfway as Joe Steffen races off at turn number 4 halfway. Problems for Sparky LePan. Smoke out of the right front. Jim McCombs, number 9, is parked. Jamie Fisher just drove right around Sparky LePan in the 75. As Jim McComb has the 9 rolling once again, LePan is going backwards. Problems on the right front. Scott Dragon has worked his way up to third. LePan now fourth. Fifth is Doug Murphy. Sixth, John Langlois. Seventh, Gary Wood. Eighth, Jimmy Young. Black flag is out for Sparky LePan. Unbelievably bad luck for LePan continues. Yesterday, flying, winning his qualifier, winning the semi-feature, get to the main event, and everything falls apart for Sparky LePan. He acknowledges the black flag, and he's going to go back to the garage area. At the front, Jamie Fisher has closed to a car length on Joe Steffen. Steffen and Fisher off of turn number 4. Jamie Fisher looks to the outside of Joe Steffen for the lead. Now down the backstretch. Fisher drives it high. Joe Steffen on the inside. Fisher in the 18. Looks high into 3. Sky Dragon tries to run down the top 2 cars. Steffen is sideways down the front stretch. Here comes Fisher. Fisher to the outside of Steffen. They're side by side for the lead. Down the backstretch off of turn number 2. Jamie Fisher and Joe Steffen lap traffic in front of the leaders. This might affect the battle for the lead. Passing flag is out. 3 wide down the front stretch. Jamie Fisher to the outside of Steffen. Steffen's going to have to drift high and get around Sorrell. Down the backstretch. 3 wide. Sorrell, the lap car. Then it's Steffen and Fisher in the 18 as they run into 3. Side by side battle continues. Off of turn number 4. Down the front stretch. Down to the stripe. Jamie Fisher had the lead that time at the stripe by a nose. Lap traffic at Jim McComb right in front of Joe Steffen. Off of 2. Steffen's way is blocked. Here comes Fisher on the outside to the lead. Jamie Fisher is the race leader. Joe Steffen runs second. Scott Dragon is third. He begins the chase. Fourth battle between John Langlois and Doug Murphy. Sixth is Jimmy Young. If Young finishes 6th, he's the track champion. John Donahue off the pace in turn 4, and that's going to bring out a caution. Caution flag is out for John Donahue in car number 26. Jamie Fisher and Joe Steffen in row 1. The McComb 9 a lap down. Scott Dragon runs third in car number 20. The Sorrell 68 a lap down. 4th, John Langlois. He is outside row 3. Here they come. Off of turn number 4, and the green flag is out. Scott Dragon with a peek to the inside. Thinks about 3 wide off of 2. Dragon has the nose underneath Jamie Fisher in the 18. Dragon is in second. Fisher able to get the car down on the inside as they run into 3. Jamie Fisher, the race leader. Scott Dragon is second. Fisher drifts high off of 4. Here comes Dragon in the 20. Jamie Fisher leads it. Scott Dragon is second. Third is Joe Steffen. Jimmy Young runs 4th. 5th is John Langlois. Steve Fisher up to 6th. 7th is Gary Wood. This time by 2 laps remain for Jamie Fisher. Of turn number 2, down the backstretch. Jimmy Young with a move to the inside of Joe Steffen. Young in the 1, looking to go back-to-back track championships at Airborne, 1997, 1998.
Fisher, Dragon, and Young, the top three. Steffen fourth, Fisher fifth. Checkered flag, this time by Jimmy Fisher is your winner of the 18. So the checkered flag goes to Jamie Fisher in car number 18 in the Flying Tiger main event. Finishing second is Scott Dragon in the 20. Jimmy Young comes home in the third spot and will be the 1998 track champion here at the Airborne International Raceway. Here's the main event for the Strictly Street. Starting on the pole, driving car number 31 out of St. Albans Bay, Vermont, it's Beaver Farnsworth. Outside, driving car number 7 out of Burlington, John Bushy. Row number 2 on the inside, driving car number 28 from Milton, Vermont, Joe Dumas. Outside, driving car number 17 from Colchester, Don Bushy. Row number 3 on the inside out of Williston, Vermont, driving car number 9, Scott Smith. And on the outside, the 34 of South Burlington's Mark Germain. Row number 4 on the inside from Milton, it's John Hayes in the 48. And on the outside, also from Milton, Louis Bedell in car number 13. Fifth row on the inside, driving car number 19 out of St. Albans, it's Jason Bonnet. And on the outside, out of Fairfax, Vermont, the 68 of Corey Longley. 6 rows back on the inside, driving car number 53 from Milton, Vermont, John Mason. Outside, driving car number 71, Wayne Stoll, also from Milton. 7 rows back on the inside, driving car number 3 out of Milton, Vermont, it's Mark Bunnell. And on the outside, from Essex Junction, driving car number 30, Ray Weed. 8 rows back inside, it's the 75 of Plattsburgh's Brian Wilson. Outside, the 24, the points leader, David Warren out of Milton, Vermont. 9th row on the inside, it's Dan Ray in car number 1. And on the outside, in car number 5, Jim Webb. 10 rows back, Plattsburgh's Roger Labounty in car number 10. And on the outside, from Milton, Jay Webb in the 50. 11 rows back inside, the 72 of Josh Cutler. Outside, Ken Torvell from South Hero in the 16. Final cars. The 76 of Mike Wells, the 64 of Dave Friedman. Shotgun will be Dan Turner in the 57. Here they come. Strictly's are under green. Side by side as they race up the Airborne backstretch the first time. They go 3 wide to get around the Beaver. Your leader is John Bushy in the 7. Still 3 wide through turn 3 and now into turn 4. Look out, Longley is sideways. And somebody forgot something on the 3 car. The 3 car with a little bit of an aerodynamic problem. Somebody forgot the hinge pins. Here they come to complete lap number 2. Your leader is still John Bushy. Now Mark Bunnell has worked his way to the outside of the speedway. And he'll take it back to the garage area to have a quick repair done. Battle up front. John Bushy in the 7. Don Bushy outside in the 17. Here comes Jermaine on the inside of the 34. Top 3 cars battle. Sideways goes the leader, John Bushy. Bushy spins the 7 car. Might have had a tap from the back. Bushy will try to refire as the field continues on. They're still side by side for the lead. Don Bushy on the outside. Mark Germain on the inside. Germain at the line by a bumper. Don Bushy, half a car length advantage, but Mark Germain has the inside line. And Germain pulls alongside at the start-finish line. Caution is out. Caution flag for the 16 of Kenny Torvell. And the Beaver Farnsworth car number 34. Torvell is pulled back to the garage area, but the Beav is still stuck in turn 2. Don Bushy, Mark Bunnell, Scott Smith, row 2. Joe Dumas, John Hayes, row 3. 4 laps complete in this 20-lap main event for the Strickleys. Slow pace off turn 4. Now they start to pick it up. Here they come. Green flag is out. And the battle continues on. Germain on the inside and Bushy on the outside. Side by side, spin on the backstretch. That's the Dan Ray, car number 1. He gets it out of harm's way. Field continues on. Mark Germain has had the advantage the entire event of that inside positioning. Bushy has been caught on the outside trying to get by. But now Louis Bunnell right on the back bumper of the 34 car as he looks to challenge. Caution flag is out. Caution flag for the Dan Ray, car number 1. The Dan Ray number 1 gets an assist back to the garage area. Safety crew takes one last look. And they say it's okay. We're going to go this time. We'll see if they pick up the pace a little bit more on this restart. It's still Germain and Bushy, 1-2 at the front. Now there's slow pace off turn 4. Now they pick it up a bit. Green flag is out. As they have been the entire main event, John Bushy on the outside and Mark Germain on the inside are side by side. Bushy in the 17, Germain in the 34, still together. Don Bushy puts a bumper in front as they race it up the backstretch. Now a half a car length. Now Germain will try to battle back. Germain, again, with that inside positioning, has the advantage. In the middle of the pack, David Warren starting to creep his way toward the top 10. Ryan Wilson, 75 cars off the pace. It's still Bushy on the outside, Germain on the inside, just the way they started. Spin in turn 4. Jim Webb spins the 5. Wayne Stoll the 71 and Ray Weed the 30. Those cars all get refired and the green will stay out. Roger LaBounty spins his 10 to the infield. Back up front now, Bushy will get the lead. Can he get to the bottom of the speedway? No, the 17 car still caught on the outside. Now he takes a 3-car length advantage. As quickly on the outside, here comes Jay Webb. Jay Webb in the 50 moves alongside Germain, and they challenge for the second spot. Halfway. Now Webb, he puts the car length up Germain and takes second. Mark Germain is back to 3rd. Louis Bunnell 4th. Terry Longley 5th. Scott Smith 6th. John Hayes 7th. Mike Wells is 8th. Jason Bott at 9th. Joe Dumas 10th. John Mason 11th. David Warren 12th. Now on the inside, here comes Jay Webb. Webb moves right alongside Don Bushy, and Jay Webb is your new leader in the 50. on the lap car of Beaver Farnsworth. Jay Webb, poor car like the advantage on the 17 of Don Bushy. Jermaine is third. Here comes Louis Bonnell to look to challenge inside of Kerry Longley. All the cars scramble to get by the Beaver Farnsworth, number 31. Black flag coming out. It may be for the Beaver. '76 car of Mike Wells gets the black flag. He will take it back to the garage area. Now Kerry Longley on the outside moves up. He challenges Jermaine for the third spot. Oh, the two cars get together off turn 4. Longley and Jermaine exchange paint. On the outside, Longley takes third. The first two cars have left the building. Jay Webb up front opens it up on Don Bushy, who's got a good gap back to that third place battle. Third is Longley. Jermaine is fourth. Louis Bonnell fifth. Scott Smith is sixth. John Hayes on the outside wants sixth. He wants now fifth as he challenged outside on Louis Bonnell. There will be 2 laps remaining, this time by as Jay Webb from Milton, Vermont, who started 20th, worked his way to the front, and he's got 2 to go. Don Bushy is second, Kerry Longley third. And we come back to the 34 and the 48 who are battling for the 4th spot. White flag this time by for Jay Webb. Ray Weed blows the tire on the 30 car right in front of the leaders. Weed lifts back to the garage area. Your leader is in turn 3, working his way into turn 4. John Mason loses a wheel. Here he is, your winner in car number 50, Jay Webb. Second spot to Don Bushy. Kerry Longley comes home third. 4th spot goes to Mark Germain. 5th spot goes to the 48 car of John Hayes. There's the 53 car of John Hayes that lost a wheel. He is headed out toward the bushes on the backstretch, but your winner in a strong run for car number 50, and that is Jay Webb.
Jay Webb gets it done with a 50. He picks up the victory. Don Bushy comes home in the 2nd spot. 3rd spot goes to Kerry Longley. That will be followed by the main event. The fall foliage 230 starters strong, going 200 laps. Next to last leg, ACC Mexico Avalanche Championship. All 3 lap stops. 2 weeks from today, the Thunder Road International Speed Bowl, the annual Milk Bowl. Brian Moore is your leader for the Mexico Avalanche Series. Car number 45. He will host 29 other challengers this afternoon. They try to pick up the championship. The fall foliage 200.
Here's your starting lineup for the street stock main event. Starting on the pole from Ausable Forks, driving car number 29, Mike Kinsman. Outside, driving car number 18 from Morris Forks, Chris K.A. Row number 2 on the inside, driving car number 46 out of St. Albans, Claude Bouchard. Outside, row number 2, driving car number 99 out of Milton, Vermont, Richie Watson. Row number 3 on the inside from Keysville, driving the truck, it's Rob Clark. And on the outside, out of West Shazy, driving car number 52, Brian Riel. Row number 4 on the inside, driving car number 85, Jack Potvin. And on the outside, driving car number 15, out of West Shazy, it's Randy Martineau. 5 rows back on the inside from Plattsburgh, the 71 of Bobby Chris. And on the outside, also from Plattsburgh, Don Phaneuf in car number 63. Row number 6 on the inside, the 38 car for Plattsburgh's Mike Sherman. And on the outside, driving car number 75 from Witherby, New York, it's the Choo-Choo, Charlie Farnsworth. Row number 7 on the inside, driving car number 24 out of North Hero, Vermont, Mike Wright. And on the outside from Champlain, driving the 36, it's Terry Bishaw. 8 rows back on the inside, he's your defending track champion, and he's your points leader. From Morris Forks, New York, car number 19, Jamie Begor. And on the outside, driving car number 79 out of Georgia, Vermont, it's Dan Nolan. 9 rows back, inside in car number 67 for Peru, it's Joe Bouye. And on the outside, he's the challenger for the points championship from Peru, car number 59, it's Skip Liberty. The rest of the field, the 17 of Ralph Cota, the 6 of Bubba Hickory, the 2 car of Dan Bigelow, the 19 car of Brian Colburn, Curtis LaGrave in the 72, the 64 of Mike Holmes, the 06 Donat Premont, the 65 of Rick Holmes, Squarehead Terry Provost in the 37, the 3 car of Ben Huff, the 43 of Kenny Misak, shotgun goes to the 61 of Mike Seymour, we're under green. And quickly, Mike Kinsman grabs the lead as they race up the back stretch. Chris K.A. second. Richie Watson third. Brian Riel fourth. Bouchard fifth. Rob Clark is sixth. As the street stocks come by to complete lap number 1. Mike Wright into the front stretch wall. He looks okay. He'll continue on. Up front, Mike Kinsman, but look at the 3 wide battles in the middle of the pack. There goes the Choo-Choo and Bobby Chris. The 71 and 75 cars get together. Both of those cars spin to the infield. Mike Kinsman and Chris K.A. have pulled away from a good third place battle. Clark on the inside in the truck. Watson on the outside in the 99. Caution, flag is out. Caution for the Choo-Choo. Farnsworth cannot get the 75 car refired, and that will bring out the caution.
Top 10. Elvis brings the base cars actually infield. We'll check the base. So far it's slow. Now K.A. picks up a bit on the outside. Here comes Kinsman to move on the side. Now they pick up on third forward.
Kinsman on the inside. K.A. now will look to move back inside as Kinsman drifts high off turn 2. Up the back stretch. Here comes Clark in the 84. Clark looks to challenge on the outside. They line up in single file as they come off turn 4 in the top 3 spots. Mike Kinsman is your leader. Chris K is second. Now Rob Clark swings to the outside, and Clark takes second. Not for long as K.A. battles right back on the inside. Great battle for that second spot. Brian Riel is 4th. Skip Liberty is up to 5th. Now 4th as Liberty continues his march toward the front. Joe Bouye on the move in the 67. He looks inside Dan Nolan. Jamie Begor needs one more spot. And he's got it. Begor now runs in the 11th spot. If he stays right there, he'll be the track champion. In the meantime, Liberty has got to try to find a way to get by that second place battle. Oh, there goes Dan Nolan around in the 79 car. Nolan gets back on track, only loses 4 or 5 spots. Mike Kinsman starts to check out. Kinsman opens up on Chris K.A. Now Skip Liberty on the inside has taken the 3rd spot. Rob Clark 4th. Brian Riel is 5th. Ralph Cota 6th. This time by the field is halfway. Now on the outside, Liberty will take second. Moving up to 3rd is Clark, K.A. 4th, Riel 5th, Cota 6th, Bouye 7th, and Begor is 8th. Mike Kinsman leads the way in the 29. Rob Clark 2nd. Liberty is 3rd. All Jamie Begor has to do to win the title is just stay right where he is. 5 to go. Mike Kinsman will bring his 29 car by. 5 remaining for the leader. Rob Clark way back in 2nd. Skip Liberty is 3rd. Right now it's strictly a battle for 2nd as Kinsman has checked out. Rob Clark and Skip Liberty. Look out, a spin in front of the points leader. Caution on the speedway, there is fluid everywhere in turn 2. As the 52 car cooks the motor. Two separate battles going on, one for the race, one for the track championship. Kinsman and Clark, side by side on the restart. Pace picks up. We're under green. Potman squirrely in that 85 car. He holds on to it. Field will stay under green. Here comes Curtis LeGrave flying up on the outside in the 72. Kinsman drifts high. Here comes Clark on the inside. Rob Clark is your new leader. Kinsman back to second. We've got a spin. Terry Bishaw spins 36. Continues on. It's Clark, Kinsman, and Skip Liberty with 2 to go. Bigor is ninth. That's all he needs. Rob Clark in the truck opens up 3 car lengths on Skip Liberty. White flag, 1 to go. Liberty second, LeGrave is third. Coda on the inside of Kinsman will take fourth. Kinsman is back to fifth. Checkered flag will fall this time. Here they come off turn 4. Your winner is Rob Clark. Rob Clark wins it. What a race. And your 1998 track champion in the street stock division from Morris Forks, New York, car number 19, Jamie Bigor.
Rob is on his way down track side. He'll talk with our top 3 finishers and the street stock track champion. And another time.
Peter Fecto and Gary Cunningham will start from row 1. Yvon Bedard and Chris Michaud in row 2. Billy Herring and Mike Bruno, row 3. Pat Corbett and Dan Casey in row 4. Row 5 finds Dave Whitcomb in the 25 and the Hammer Mark Barnier in the 0. Row 6, Chuck Beatty and Richard Bootsy. 7th row, starting on the inside, Dwayne Lanfear, outside Lanfear, Patrick LaPearl. Row 8, Phil Scott and Chris Fisher, 2 1998 track champions start in row 8. Row 9, Donald Teege in the 80 and Carl Allar in the 17. Row 10, Brian Hoare and Mark Lamberton. Row 11, Tony Poisson and Earl Drolette. Row 12, Chris Lautenschatz. And on the outside, Andre Baudouin. Row 13, Joey LeCaire and Steve Renadette. Row 14, Billy Holbrook and Robin Wood. And row 15, Greg Blake and Jim Silly. 30 cars about to do battle. Peter Fecto and Gary Cunningham to bring them down to the stripe. 200 laps. The fall foliage 200. Here they come off of turn number 4. We're under green. Peter Fecto noses out in front as they race down the backstretch. Fecto shoots in the lead. Gary Cunningham settles it down in the 2nd spot. Yvon Bedard runs 3rd. Here comes Billy Herring. Herring through in the inside in the 09. He's up to 4th. Lap number 1 in the books. Peter Fecto leads it. Down the backstretch. Yvon Bedard with a peek to the inside of Gary Cunningham. Cunningham will hold the 2nd spot. Here comes Chris Michaud on the outside for 4th. Good run for Chris Michaud. Michaud up to the 4th spot. Billy Herring is 5th. Pat Corbett 6th. 7th, Mike Bruno. Richard Bootsy on a fly on the outside as Bruno looks to the outside of Pat Corbett off of 4. Several cars trying to work the outside. Richard Bootsy hung out on the outside. Patrick LaPearl on the outside. Here comes Mark Lamberton. Lamberton picking off cars on the outside as well. Mark Lamberton driving it right up by the wall. Last time down the Airborne front stretch, Lamberton almost made contact with the wall. He gets it down on the inside, and he'll follow Chris Fisher. Top four cars have pulled away. Billy Herring seems to be holding up the pack. Herring runs fifth. Mike Bruno tries to find a way around. Richard Bootsy takes to the outside of Dave Whitcomb into 21. From Dan Casey's number 63. Looked as though Casey had to get heavy onto the binders. Here comes Dave Whitcomb. Whitcomb outside Casey. Whitcomb up to 10th. Chris Fisher running the outside of Chuck Beatty down the backstretch. Bill Scott also on the move. Scott looks to the outside of Dan Casey as he moves into the top 10. Bill Scott into the wall. Bill Scott saves the car, cut it down right onto Mark Barnier in the zero. Brian Hoare off the pace. The points leader is off the pace. Car number 45, caution, flag is out. Runs fourth. Michaud's been fast, trying to find his way around Yvon Bedard in the 9. Mike Bruno runs 5th. Billy Herring is 6th. Pat Corbett 7th in the 5. And I believe it's Dave Whitcomb on the outside of Corbett. Yes, he runs 8th. 9th is Richard Bootsy. 10th is Dan Casey. Here they come off of turn number 4. Green flag is out. Gary Cunningham with a great run. Textbook move by Gary Cunningham. Great job by Cunningham down the backstretch. Gary Cunningham with a great move in the 0-1. He is the race leader. Fecto goes around. Peter Fecto spins to 75 in turn 4. Yvon Bedard spins. Caution flag is out. Joey LeCaire spins. He makes contact with Carl Allar. Richard Bootsy also involved in the 21. All right, we'll go back to green flag racing next time by. They feverishly work on Brian Hoare's 45. Removed it. And based on the way they're giving high fives in the Hoare pits, looks as though they found the problem on the 45, diagnosed it, fixed it, and he'll probably be back to full speed. So good work from Brian Hoare's crew. Here they come off of turn number 4. Green flag is out once again. Down the backstretch, Gary Cunningham by a car length. Mike Bruno has moved into second. Here comes Dave Whitcomb. Whitcomb, always a top runner here at Airborne, up to third. Chris Michaud going backwards on the outside. Gary Cunningham leads it. Mike Bruno is second. Dave Whitcomb runs third. Chris Michaud fourth. 5th is Billy Herring. 6th, Dan Casey. 7th, Wayne Lanfair. 8th is Mark Barnier. 9th is Andre Baudouin. Good racing in the middle of the field. Right around the 9th spot. Mark Lamberton, Donnell Teague, Andre Baudouin, Mark Barnier. They race 2 wide for spots 9 on back. Gary Cunningham continues to show the way. It's a great run so far for the driver from Williston, Vermont. Carl Allar has spun to 17. Cunningham drifts high to avoid him. Here comes Mike Bruno to the inside. Bruno lifts in the 22, giving Cunningham a chance to get back to the top spot. Cunningham leads it. Bruno runs second. Third is Dave Whitcomb. Fourth, Chris Michaud in the 6th. Mark Lamberton
Teach. Mark Lamberton looking for the ninth spot. They race for 9 and 10. Lamberton and Teach. Mark Lamberton is up tonight. Then Teach is 10th. 11th is Andre Baudouin. Steve Renadet already up to 12th. Renadet started way at the back. He's up to 12th. Tony Poisson and Robin Wood race side by side. Poisson in the 42 is 13th. Wood looks to get it. He runs 14th in the 61. Off of turn number 4. They're still side by side down the front stretch. Robin Wood with a good run going into 61. He qualified in the B feature. He's running on the outside. Tony Poisson has the nose out in front. Again, that's 13th. At the front, it is still Gary Cunningham and Mike Bruno. Cunningham by half a car length. Mike Bruno patiently sitting in the second spot. Dave Whitcomb is third. Fourth, Michaud. Fifth is Billy Herring. Running in the sixth spot, Dan Casey. Dwayne Lanphier, 7th. 8th, Mark Barnier. 9th, Mark Lamberton. 10th is Donald T. 11th, Andre Baudouin. 12th, Steve Renadet. 13th, Tony Poisson. 14th, Robin Wood. 15th is Billy Holbrook. 16th is Greg Blake. Mark Barnier sideways off of 2. Here comes Mark Lamberton. Lamberton to the inside. He's up to 8th. Smoke from Dwayne Lanphier in the 40. Lanphier slips it. Here comes Lamberton. Everybody moves through on the inside. Black flag for Dwayne Lanphier. Problems on Lanphier 40. Caution is out. Yellow flag is out. Caution flag is out. Team is that they're experiencing overheating problems on the power plant of that car. So mechanical problems early on in the main event. Engine problems for Brian Hoare, the points leader. Here they come off of turn number 4. Mike Bruno brings them to the stripe 4 under green. Gary Cunningham from the outside tries to hang on to the second spot. Mike Bruno leads him into 3. Here comes Dave Whitcomb. Whitcomb into 25. Looks to move inside of Gary Cunningham off of 4 down the front stretch. Billy Holbrook is off the pace. Problems for Billy Holbrook in the 72. The outside groove. Cars that were running behind Holbrook went backwards as he slowed. Mark Barnier goes around. Problem for the hammer Mark Barnier. Caution flag is out once again. Caution flag again in the fall foliage 200 at the rear of the field. The Bill McBride Chevrolet Monte Carlo pace car set to duck back onto pit road. We'll get back to green flag racing. 44 laps are in the books. Mike Bruno and Gary Cunningham to bring him down to the stripe. Then it's Dave Whitcomb and Chris Michaud. 5th, Dan Casey. 6th, Donald Teach. Here they come off of turn number 4. Green flag is out. Mark Lamberton with a good restart. He gets the car down in front of Billy Herring as they box it up in the middle of the field. Down the backstretch, Dave Whitcomb is pulled into 2nd. Gary Cunningham settles the car down into the 3rd spot. Donald Teach still runs on the outside in the 80. Dan Casey looks to move through on the inside. Casey looks to pick off the 5th spot. He does. Teach tries to hang on to a top 5 run. He's hung out to dry on the outside. Mark Lamberton looks to pull up on the rear bumper of Dan Casey. Down the backstretch, Dan Casey is into 5th. Here comes Mark Lamberton. Lamberton to the inside of Teach in the 80. Lamberton looks to get the 6th spot. Into turn number 1, off of 2, down the backstretch. Mark Lamberton into 6th. Donnell Teague will try to fight him on the outside. Mark Barnier is spun once again in the 0. He pulls out right in front of the leaders. Couple of cars on the move. One is Steve Renedin, another is Ivo Bedard in the 9. Bedard got sent to the rear of the field after spinning, and he has worked his way back to the top 10. Mike Bruno has opened it up to 6 car lengths over Dave Whitcomb. Whitcomb runs second, Cunningham third, fourth Michaud, fifth Casey. Airborne track champion Chris Fisher looks to the inside of Robin Wood down the backstretch. Fisher has it on the inside. He looks to slowly work his way to the front. Chris Michaud has a peek to the inside of Gary Cunningham. Nothing doing as Cunningham was able to hold on. Mark Barnier is back on pit road in the 0. Top 2 cars are running away. Here comes Lamberton again. Lamberton to the inside of Van Casey. Mark Lamberton is up to 5th. Lamberton in the 25 at 5th. Through the inside as well. Mark Lamberton all over the rear bumper of Chris Michaud in the 6th. He is moving in car number 29. Chris Fisher is also starting to move. Fisher in the 71, takes to the outside of Jim Cillian, car number 68. You watch the battle of Jim Cillian at 68, Chris Fisher in the 71. Fisher down the backstretch, has the spot. Chris Fisher is starting to make some noise from the rear of the field. Chris Fisher is now up to 12th. Fisher from the outside has the 12th spot, running around Greg Blake. Blake is 13th. 14th, 15th is Robin Wood. 16th is Bill Scott. 17th is Brian Hoare. Brian Hoare up to 17th. Mike Bruno and Dave Whitcomb continue to play hide the peanut at the front of the field. Bruno and Whitcomb run nose to tail off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Top 2 cars have separated an entire straightaway back to Gary Cunningham in the 0-1. This time by 60 laps will be complete. 60 are in the book. Mike Bruno leads it. Dave Whitcomb is second. Gary Cunningham third. Chris Michaud fourth. Mark Lamberton is fifth. Sixth is Dan Casey. Seventh is Donnell Teague. Eighth is Billy Herring. Ninth is Steve Renedin. 10th is Ivo Bedard. 11th, Chris Fisher. 12th is Andre Moreland. 13th, Phil Scott. 14th, Brian Hoare. 15th is Jim Cillian. 16th, Greg Blake. 17th, Robin Wood. 18th is Pat Corbett. 19th, Chris Loudstock. 20th is Tony Poisson. 21st is Patrick LaPearl. 22nd, Richard Bootsy. Joey LeCaire, 23rd. Earl Drolet is 24th. The leaders are about to encounter lap traffic for the first time. Mike Bruno and Dave Whitcomb a full straightaway from Gary Cunningham in the 0-1. Really is an impressive run for the 22 and the 25. Patrick LaPearl is on pit road in the 00. LaPearl is in for service. Earl Drolet continue to hook up with one another. Bruno and Whitcomb are just running away. Cunningham third, McCall fourth. Lambert fifth. There's a good battle. Chris Fisher. Fisher in the 71 looks to the outside of Billy Herring. They race down the backstretch. Into turn number 3. Herring on the inside, Fisher on the outside as they race for the 8th spot. Give it to Chris Fisher. In addition to Bruno and Lamberton, as well as Dave Whitcomb in the 25, Chris Fisher is one of the fastest cars on the track, if not the fastest right now. Chris Fisher is on the move. Chris Fisher has brought with him Phil Scott in the 1 and also Brian Horn in car number 45. So the top cars are working their way to the top. Gary Cunningham stuck on the outside. He has lost 4 spots. Cunningham now back in the 7th spot. Bruno about to put a lap on Joey LePere in car number 15 as the leaders continue to set a blistering pace. Mike Bruno continues to lead 22. They go by the lap car of Joey LePere. And we drop quite a ways back to the 3rd spot. Chris Bouchard in the 6th. Mark Lamberton runs 4th to the 29. Dan Peterson 5th. Donald Teason 6th. Chris Fisher running in the 7th. Phil Scott 8th. 9th goes to Brian Hoare. And Gary Cunningham rounds out the top 10 cars at lap 72. Lamberton now 3 wide to get around Chris Bouchard. And Mark Lamberton goes into the 2nd spot. Lamberton now 3rd as he will try to run down David Whitcomb and Mike Bruno, who have got a straightaway advantage on the 3rd place car. Good battles in the middle of the pack as Brian Hoare continues his move to the front. Hoare following Chris Fisher as they try to work their way around Donald Tees. Now Tees drifts high. Fisher moves through on the inside. Fisher will take 6th and Brian Hoare will get the following through and take 7th. Back 10 in the 80. Phil Scott 9th. Cunningham 10th in the 01. 75 down, 25 to go. And up front it's still Mike Bruno and David Whitcomb. The battles are on in the middle of the pack as the Haviland Series Brian Hoare, the leader of that series, continues to try to work his way up. He had mechanical problems with that 45 car all afternoon long, but they're starting to come in. And the 45 is moving quickly toward the front. Into that advantage of the top 2 cars, but still almost nearly a straightaway behind. The cars are at the start finish line, and Lamberton is just entering turn 3. It's been a tough season for Mike Bruno in car number 22. He would cap off his season in Airborne with a victory. David Whitcomb is former track champion here at Airborne. He finished 2nd in the Airborne points.
is moved into the fourth spot. Hoare is now fourth. Bruno gets by the last car of Richard Bootsy. And now Whitcomb will go by. Car on the move is Brian Hoare, the 45. He's right on the back bumper and shoots to the outside of Mark Lambert. Hoare now on the outside will look to take third. Whitcomb, Hoare, and Lambert in the top five. Sean is back to 10th. Robin Wood is off the pace of the 60. Wood tries the left garage area. And we'll see if Brian Hoare can reel in the top of the car. Wood's car stopped at the top of the stretch. That will force the caution. Lights off on the Bill McBride pace car as Carl Alar rolls to 17. 89 down will restart on lap 90. It will be Mike Bruno and David Whitcomb at the front. Here they come. Back to the green flag. Whitcomb gets the jump. David Whitcomb is your new leader. Bruno is back to second. The 15 car of Joey LeCaire, the 21 of Richard Bootsy are both lapped, as is the 42 of Tony Poisson. Here comes Hoare on the inside. He tries to get by. Hoare now takes the outside of Richard Bootsy as he will try to hook up with the top three cars and pull away. Lamberton now has to work his way through the lap cars. Just one car between the second place Bruno and the third place Hoare automobile. Now Brian Hoare looks outside Joey LeCaire, but that 15 car also strong. And Hoare drifts high. LeCaire fights back on the inside. And Whitcomb, Bruno, Hoare, Lamberton, Casey, and Scott. Top six. Donald T. 7th. 8th goes to Steve Renadet. 9th is Chris Fisher. 10th spot goes to the 68 of Jim Silly. Any time between now and lap 120, we'll see the mandatory caution for a fuel stop. Dave Whitcomb pulls away to a 6-car length advantage, but Brian Hoare closes in quickly on Mike Bruno. Lamberton having trouble getting around the last car of Richard Bootsy. He'll have to look to the outside, but Bill Scott's there. Those two cars nearly get together. Now Dan Casey will look inside Mark Lamberton. We are 2 laps shy of the halfway point, and Brian Hoare looks inside Mike Bruno. Hoare inside Bruno will take second. Bruno gets off on the outside and battles right back. Whitcomb, 8-car length on this second place battle. Hoare on the inside and Bruno on the outside. field will be halfway this time by. And it's David Whitcomb at the halfway point. Brian Orr now takes second. And Mike Bruno will settle into third. Side-by-side battle for the fourth spot. Lamberton on the inside. And Bill Scott on the outside as they try to work behind the left car of Joey LeCaire. Scott on the outside takes fourth. Lamberton is back to fifth. Dan Casey sixth. Adaltesia seventh. Leonard at eighth. Fisher ninth. Sillius 10th. Up front, it's David Whitcomb. He has a 10-car length advantage on Brian Hoare. We'll put the clock on and see if Whitcomb is losing any ground. A 2 16th second advantage that time. They'll check them again as they come by. Whitcomb and Hoare, the top two cars. 2 10ths of a second. So Brian Hoare is gaining on David Whitcomb. 105 down, 106. Dave Whitcomb crosses the start-finish line. Good battles in the middle of the pack. For the 7-5. On the inside. Fisher looks outside, and their battle. Jim Silly closes in. Steve Brennan has fallen back to 10th. The Cookie Monster, Yvonne Bedard is 11th. Gary Cunningham is 12th. Berger Blake 13th. Pat Corbett is 14th. Chris Loudon-Schutz 15th. 16th goes to Chris Bouchard. Andre Baudouin is 17th. Billy Herring is 18th. Brian Hoare is close to within a second and a half of Dave Whitcomb. And he continues the game. We'll see how these top two cars move their way through lap 7. As Dave Whitcomb quickly gaining on the lap car of Tony Poisson. Then he'll look to put a lap on Billy Herring and Andre Baudouin. Whitcomb takes to the outside of Tony Poisson. And Brian Hoare takes to the outside of Earl Drolet. Now one lap car in between the 25 and the 45. Next on the agenda for Dave Whitcomb will put a lap on Billy Herring in the 09. The 18th car about to go a lap down. Brian Hoare now right on the back bumper of David Whitcomb. Whitcomb slowed up on trying to get by Billy Herring. We got a spin in front of the leaders, and Brian Hoare is taking the lead. Caution, flag is out. Brian Hoare comes by in front. Mike Bruno comes by and
to losing a lap as we are just about set to get back to green flag racing. The 7 and 42 are both a lap down. Earl Drolet and Tony Poisson. The leaders Mike Bruno. Here they come. Green flag is out.
Mike Bruno looks to the outside of Drolet. Again, he looks to put a lap on that car number 7. Mark Lamberton moves to the inside of Carl Alar. He runs into second spot. Off of turn number 2. Bruno has cleared Drolet. Now he's got to work on Tony Poisson. Mark Lamberton has worked his way around Earl Drolet. He's moving up to second. Here comes Phil Scott. Scott's got his hands full on the inside of Dan Casey. Down the backstretch. Mike Bruno continues to show the way. It's 2 car lengths over Mark Lamberton. Lamberton closes. Tony Poisson moves to the outside. Here come the leaders. Dan Casey tries to work his way around Earl Drolet. He's lost ground to Phil Scott. It's now 4 car lengths from Scott back to Casey. Danell Teach also works around Drolet for 5th. Dave Whitcomb has moved up behind Drolet's car number 7. We got to think Whitcomb will play once again in this picture. Chris Fisher in the 71 will also be a car to watch in the closing laps as he tries to get to the front. Mike Bruno opens it up to 2 car lengths down the backstretch. Phil Scott a car length back in 3rd. 4th is Dan Casey. 5th Danell Teach. 6th Dave Whitcomb. Running in the 7th spot is Chris Fisher in the 71. I got a feeling that before this afternoon is over, Chris Fisher is going to have something to say about the outcome. Fisher's on the move. He looks to run down Dave Whitcomb next as the track champion at Airborne moves towards the top 5. Phil Scott gets a good run off of 2. He closes the gap on Mark Lamberton for 2nd. Mike Bruno still holds a 3 car length advantage over Lamberton. Then it's Phil Scott right on the rear bumper of Lamberton for 2nd. Here comes Scott. Scott puts the tire down to the inside. He makes contact with Lamberton in 1. Lamberton closes the door, but Scott looks to pressure again down the backstretch. Slight contact that time between Lamberton and Scott running into turn number 1. Off of 4 again. Mark Lamberton hangs on to 2nd. Phil Scott still runs 3rd. 4th to Dan Casey. Here comes Danell Teach to the inside. Teach looks to move to the inside of Casey. Casey's going to use the left car of Tony Poisson for help. We got a spin. Andre Baudouin. Andre Baudouin has been spun to 28. Up in turn number 4 as there's a challenge for 2nd. Phil Scott has it on the inside of Mark Lamberton. He now runs 2nd. Look out, Baudouin right in front of the leaders. Mike Bruno drives around Andre Baudouin in 28. Bruno had to get heavy onto the binders to try to find a way around Baudouin. Now he'll try the inside. Here comes Mike Bruno to the inside of Andre Baudouin. They lean on each other. Mike Bruno opens the door inside and moves through. Here comes Phil Scott. Here comes Mark Lamberton as well. All 3 looking to move to the inside of Andre Baudouin. Danell Teach can't get around Tony Poisson in the 42. Into 3. Phil Scott looks like the fastest car on the track. Phil Scott and the 1 all over Mike Bruno. It's a matter of time before Scott starts the challenge for the lead. Mike Bruno leads. Phil Scott is 2nd. 3rd is Mark Lamberton. 4th is Danell Teach. 5th, Dave Whitcomb. Chris Fisher on the move in the 71. Fisher trying to get around Tony Poisson. Joey LeCaire actually drives to the inside of Fisher up into turn number 4. 133 laps are complete. 67 laps remain. Mike Bruno and Phil Scott battling for the lead. Here comes Steve Rennedet. Rennedet to the inside of Chris Fisher. Steve Rennedet is up to 6th. 7th is Chris Fisher. 8th is Dan Casey. 9th, Jim Silly. 10th, Gary Cunningham. Chris Fisher appears to be struggling now in his car number 71. Fisher looked like he was moving through the field, but now it's a struggle. Penalty to the inside of the Moonway car. Here comes Wickham. Top 5 cars are Bruno, Scott, Lamberton. Look out, there's a spin. Looks like Whitcomb got into Teej in the 80. Teej goes around, tries to refire. He keeps it rolling. Will stay under grade. Danell Teej in the 80. With a tap from behind, he went around. And Whitcomb is now 4th in the 25. 5th is Steve Rennedet. And 6th is Chris Fisher in the 71. Separated by 5 car lengths. Mark Lamberton, 5 car lengths behind Bill Scott. Then from Lamberton back to Dave Whitcomb, it's about 15 car lengths, almost an entire straightaway, as Mark Lamberton almost appears to be running down the top 2 cars. Continues to show the way by a car to Phil Scott. Then it's 5 car lengths to Mark Lamberton and about a straightaway back to Dave Whitcomb. A car that is really on the move, but I believe is a lap down, is Joey LeCare's number 15. Yes, LeCare is a lap down. Right now might have the fastest car on the track, but he had problems early and lost a lap. Bruno again appears to be loose off of 4. Here comes Scott. Phil Scott looks to the outside. Challenge for the lead off of 2. Scott drives it to the outside down the backstretch, and Bruno will hang on to the top spot. Watch Mike Bruno's car off of 4 as he appears to lose the rear end. Lamberton continues to run about 5 car lengths behind the top 2 cars. Then it's still almost a straightaway back to Whitcomb. Here they go, a challenge for the lead, off of 4. Bruno on the inside, Phil Scott on the outside. Scott in the 1, powers up, pulls the left wheel, even with the rear end of Bruno's car. Into turn number 3. Bruno running into lap traffic. 3 wide off of 4. Down to the stripe. Phil Scott leads. Phil Scott had him at the stripe, but Mike Bruno's back in front off of 2. Here they come down the backstretch. Mike Bruno, Phil Scott. Door handle to door handle. Even into 4. Evo Menard spins. He's got a flat tire. Down the front stretch. Caution flag is out. Mike Bruno's the leader. Flat tire for Evo Menard, car number 9, bringing out another caution flag. The left rear tire at the rear of the field. Top 3 cars on the restart. Bruno in the 22, Scott in the 1, Lamberton in the 29. 4th place is Dave Whitcomb in the 25. Steve Rennedet is up to 5th in the 76.
Mike Wilder says no start. Caution flag will stay out. The reason for that, Brian Hoare had stalled the 45 once again. Joey LeCaire desperately trying to get a lap back in the 15. He appears to be one of the fastest cars on the track, but after an early mishap in the main event, LeCaire dropped a lap. And he is not in contention at this point. Renadette runs in the 5th spot. Then I believe it's Chris Fisher in the 71 who is 6th. Here they come off of turn 4. Green is out. Off of turn number 2, down the backstretch. Phil Scott pulls up on the outside. Here comes Mark Lamberton as well. Dave Whitcomb flying into turn number 3. Into 4, almost even. Bruno on the inside, Scott on the outside. Door handle to door handle. They race off of 2, down the backstretch. Mark Lamberton has a bird's eye view of the battle for the lead. Mike Bruno on the inside, Phil Scott on the outside. Scott's been getting a great run off of 4. Here they come, down the front stretch, down to the stripe. Phil Scott had him by inches. Mike Bruno and Phil Scott battling side by side. Scott sticks the nose out. Bruno fights back on the inside. It's a seesaw battle for the lead. Off of 4. Bruno loose. Down to the stripe. Phil Scott has the lead. But again, Mike Bruno fights back. Mark Lamberton trying to close in. He looks to the outside. Scott's been getting the run off of 4. This time I think he'll get it done. Down the front stretch, Phil Scott the race leader. Mike Bruno, 2nd spot. 3rd is Mark Lamberton. Dave Whitcomb 4th. He runs behind Joey LeCaire in the 15. 156 laps complete. Down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Phil Scott looks to pull away from Mike Bruno. Scott now leads Bruno by 4 car lengths. He's really getting a good run off of turn 4, driving it high. Phil Scott. Off of 2, down the backstretch. Scott continues to increase the advantage. Mike Bruno, a car length from Bruno, back to Mark Lamberton in 3rd. Then it's several car lengths back to Dave Whitcomb in 4th. Steve Renadette. 6th is Dan Casey. 7th is Chris Fisher. 8th, Gary Cunningham. 9th, Anil Teach. Greg Blake 10th. 11th is Billy Herring. 12th, Pat Corbin. 13th, Chris Rashad. 14th, Evo Bedard. 40 laps remain for Phil Scott. And he appears to be running away with it. Off of turn 2, down the backstretch. Phil Scott has it up to about 7 car lengths on Mike Bruno. Bruno himself a 3 car length advantage over Mark Lamberton. And then Lamberton has it 15 to Dave Whitcomb in car number 25. To encounter lap traffic. Peter Becto is back in car number 75 after they made repairs to his automobile. Some side-by-side racing towards the rear. The field starting to string out. Scott, Bruno, Lamberton, Whitcomb, Renadette. Steve Renadette has run down Dave Whitcomb. That could be the best battle on the track. Whitcomb is 4th, Renadette 5th, Dan Casey is 6th, Chris Fisher is 7th.
surprising that Fisher has not been more of a factor on this afternoon. The 1998 Airborne Track Champion, Chris Fisher, has been stuck in the top 10, but the car has really been loose. That time running into turn number 2. Fisher almost sideways into 71. He's been fighting the handle. Phil Scott has put another lap on Earl Groulette's car number 7. Mike Bruno looks to do the same. Groulette throws it down to the inside, turn number 1. Mark Lamberton still running third. The 15 of Joey Lacaire is a lap down. Field is really strung out now. Next time by 170 laps will be in the book. 30 laps will remain for Phil Scott. Off of turn number 4. 170 is complete. 30 laps to go for Phil Scott. Jim Silly rolling once again in car number 68 on pit road. He'll come back to the racing surface as Scott continues to work over the lap traffic. Tony Boyce on in the 42. Will go another lap down. Mike Bruno, Mark Lamberton, Steve Rennedat has moved into the 4th spot. Dan Casey is now 5th. 6th is Dave Whitcomb. Chris Fisher is still 7th. 8th is Jerry Cunningham. 9th and Old Teach. 10th, Greg Blake. 11th, Billy Herring. 12th, Chris Michaud. Pat Corbin is 13th. 14th is Ivo Bedard. 14 cars on the lead lap. But the 14th place runner is about to lose a lap. Phil Scott, the leader, about to put a lap on Ivo Bedard, who runs 14th. He's the last car on the lead lap. Mike Bruno continues to see Phil Scott drive away from him in the 1. It is now almost a full backstretch lead for Phil Scott. 14th place car, Ivo Bedard goes down the lap. Cars are now on the lead lap. As Phil Scott, well, maybe not yet. Scott tries to get around Ivo Bedard in the 9. Bedard has not yet given up the spot. They'll race 3 wide down the backstretch around Earl Groulet. Phil side by side, Ivo Bedard and Phil Scott. Scott the leader. This is helping Mike Bruno reel him in. Scott finally gets the car down in front of Ivo Bedard. 13 cars on the lead lap. Pat Corbett is 13th. He'll be the next car on the lead lap to go a lap down. Next time by 20 laps to go for Phil Scott. Here comes the leader. 20 to go. Scott putting the 13th place runner, Pat Corbett, a lap down. Next on the list is Chris Michaud. Michaud is 12th. He'll go a lap down.
11 cars now on the lead lap as Phil Scott puts down Chris Michaud. The 10th and 11th place runners are now right in front of Phil Scott. Billy Herring is 11th, 10th is Greg Blake. They're about to go a lap down. Herring loses a lap, now just 10 cars on the lead lap. 10 cars on the lead lap. Mike Bruno has closed the distance in the 22. Scott will now try to put a lap on Greg Blake in the 27. Blistering pace set by Phil Scott. Scott works around Greg Blake. As he does so, just 9 cars are on the lead lap. And now, Scott has pretty much an open track in front of him. Track is just about clear in front of Phil Scott. Mike Bruno still has to try to get by some lap traffic. 15 laps to go for Phil Scott. Phil Scott continues to set the blistering pace, and barring a miracle, he's going to win this one going away. Scott leads Mike Bruno by the backstretch. Mark Lamberton is still third in the 29. Then it's a straightaway back to Steve Rennet in the 76. 10 to go this time by. 10 to go for the leader, Phil Scott. 10 to go. Phil Scott approaching lap traffic. Chris Loudon on 03. Then Teej in the 80. Teej is running ninth. If Scott gets around Teej in the 80, only 8 cars would still be on the lead lap. Teej is ninth. Gary Cunningham in the 01 is 8th. Scott puts another lap on Chris Laptop in the 03. And now he sets his sights on that old Teej in the 80. Teej is running in the 9th spot. 8 laps to go for the race leader. Phil Scott again pulls up onto lap traffic. You watch them run right in front of the leader. So temporarily the tape ran out, so you missed a couple of laps. Caution flag came out on lap 195 with Phil Scott still showing the way. 196 laps now complete, and you'll still be able to see the finish. You missed a couple of laps as we scrambled to get another tape. We expected that we'd have plenty of time on the other one, but unfortunately that tape ran out. And you missed a couple of laps, but that's about it. And we'll take a break and come back for the finish of the Fall Foliage 200 here at Airborne.
Gary Cunningham, the 01. Scott is your 1998 Fall Foliage 200 champion. Thunder Road track champion in the late model sportsman division shows why he's strong as he picks up an impressive victory. Car number 1 this afternoon. Mike Bruno, outstanding one to get second.
He brings in Chevrolet Monte Carlo over the third spot, Mark. I think back to the spring green in May. And what a disaster that turned out to be for you, but boy, you made a decision at that time to put the car back together, and certainly it paid off. You've had a great season, and you cap it off with a third place run this afternoon.
Yeah, car went really good. I want to thank my crew, all my sponsors, all my fans, and thank everybody for coming.
Well, certainly it was an outstanding drive. The car appeared to be comfortable for you the entire afternoon.
Yeah, the car was pushed a little bit the first time, but we got it going to a good spot.
Well, congratulations on your third place run. You've had a great year here at Airborne, and hopefully maybe head over to Thunder Road in a couple of weeks and go at it over there.
I hope so. We had a good run today. We'll probably go head over there.
All right, Mark Lamberton third, and car number 29. Finishing second this afternoon out of Castleton, Vermont. The driver of car number 22. Have a nice round of applause for Mike Bruno, who brings the 22 home in the second spot. Boy, Mike's last practice session this morning. And you had some contact there, you had a mishap, but you and the crew went to work and you set the car up and it really appeared to be solid.
Yeah, it was. You know, and the crew and everybody in this area was very supportive of us and helped us get the car back together. You know, we went out here not knowing what was going to happen. We had to change the suspension quite a bit. And, you know, we were good the first run. We got a little loose at the end. We tightened the stagger up, and it was just a little too tight that last run, and still had a good car.
Yeah, it looked like, especially coming off of turn number 4, you had a tendency that the rear end wanted to go one way and you wanted to go another.
Yeah, well, it was a little tight going in, and got the tendency to turn the wheel sharp to get through the corner, and it was breaking the rear end loose. And you know, it was just a great day. I can't, like I said, I can't thank everybody enough. The crew, everybody that helped. We couldn't be here without everybody in Texaco, everybody that sponsors City Drugs, McDonald's. You know, it was just a great day, and we'd like to thank everybody.
All right, congratulations, Mike Bruno, second place today. Good job, Mike. And the winner from Montpelier, Vermont, the driver of the car number 1 Ford Thunderbird. Have a nice round of applause for Phil Scott, winner of the 1998 Fall Foliage 200. So I think back to early in the event, you almost got into that wall. You had to cut it down hard, and a little contact there with Mark Barnes. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I just got a little loose off the turn, and I was trying to correct, and then I came back down and got into Mark, and I thought maybe I'd knock him out, but thank God he stayed in.
Did you have to do anything to the car after that when you had ducked into the pit?
Yeah, we ducked in the tire when I hit him. The tire was bent, or the wheel was bent. We figured we better not take a chance on it. Had a vibration at that point. So we decided to come in and do it then.
Well, certainly the car was hooked up. We don't see many automobiles get around the outside groove the way you did this afternoon.
Well, with Brian out of it, and I think Mike was just a little bit loose. He was running me clean too. Like I said, with Brian out of it, I thought we might have a chance. So we're ecstatic to be here. Texas Avalon's been great series. The Airborne's come a long way. My sponsors are trying on the car, Northfield Savings Bank, and Formula Ford. So.
Well, the 1998 track championship at Thunder Road, you win the Fall Foliage 200. Bet you'd like to finish it off with a milk bowl victory.
Yeah, it'd be nice to win the milk bowl, but a lot of competition there too. But we're going to give it a shot.
Well, congratulations on your great win today, and good luck in a couple of weeks over at Thunder Road.
Thank you very much.
All right, there's Phil Scott, ladies and gentlemen. He's the winner of the 1998 Fall Foliage 200 here at Airborne. Rick?